Welcome to CTV News, your Canada. It is Wednesday, February the 4th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
Before today, Canadian-American icon Michael Pinball Clemons didn't have many ties to Nova Scotia, but on a mission to explore Black history, the sports executive and former football star found himself in the city coated with it.
It is a piece of our culture that is known but unknown, right? We are familiar with it, but the details are often lost, and so with that, that's something that we hope to begin the journey today.
He, alongside members of his Pinball Foundation, chartered from Toronto to Halifax Tuesday, making stops at Pier 21, Canada's National Museum of Immigration, and later a tour of the historic Africville site.
It's something that we've always had a passion for. We've always wanted to come out and visit Africville and take that whole experience in.
Originally from Florida, Clemons and his wife Diane are now based in Oakville, Ontario. This Black History Month, a desire to know more about African Nova Scotian history.
We're hoping to go back to Toronto to just share everything that we've learned here in Africville, to spread the word and to get people to come and see how beautiful it is here. So this trip for me is more than just, a trip. They're roots and they're deep.
After their tour around Africville, the Clemons will head back to Toronto, but not before making a sealed commitment to the historic African Nova Scotian community. The Pinball Foundation announcing a $250,000 donation. The proceeds will go to the Africville community and help students of Africville descendants attend a post-secondary school of their choosing.
The fact that they saw the Africville Museum and the Africville community as an important piece to invest in is so extraordinary. Their influence to bring other people here to hear the story as well and to see what's going on in Nova Scotia. We are just so thrilled. Like, I could hardly sleep last night.
Though his foundation and humanitarian efforts are highly regarded, Clemons is clear it's not about him.
Life is not an I story, it's a we story, and that's really what we want to communicate today, is that we're really excited to be here.
A message they hope to leave with Nova Scotians until they meet again. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
It's been quite some time since people were walking around with phones like this, the BlackBerry. But some former BlackBerry employees are bringing smartphone keyboards back in a new way through their company, Clicks.
We started in 2024 with the Clicks keyboard case. Smartphones have become really good at a lot of things, but when you're good at everything, you're not great at anything in particular.
Clicks co-founder Jeff Gadway wanted to be great at one thing, physical phone keyboards. Over the last couple years, they've come out with a couple iterations like the Power Keyboard.
A power bank that goes on the back of your phone, but with a slide-out keyboard, whether it's the auditory feedback or the actual feeling of the buttons underneath your thumbs, you can type with more confidence, more precision, and just do more on your phone on the go and not have to wait to get back to your desk.
Gadway's team has taken it a step further, though, making an entirely new phone that incorporates a physical keyboard.
The keys here you'll see are kind of ergonomically contoured.
They've called it the Communicator, a standalone phone with an emphasis on messaging and productivity.
What we've found is that there's a group of people today that really want to be better at communicating, taking action, avoiding distraction, doing versus doom scrolling.
Aside from the keyboard, it has a rear camera, 3.5mm audio jack, operates on Android 16, and has the Google Play Store. But its messaging and productivity apps are in focus. The idea being that the Communicator can be a second phone or even a work phone with your typical smartphone geared towards content and, in turn, more distractions.
What we've done is built a signal light into the prompt key here on the side. So when somebody like a VIP or maybe an app that's important to you is looking to get your attention, this will light up.
Don't think it's just an older demographic that's interested in the physical keyboard.
I think the option of having it there is always great.
Because sometimes keyboards don't actually show up when you press the keyboard button. It's always like lagging and whatnot.
It was just fun to play with as a kid. I think it's pretty nostalgic as well.
Gadway believes younger people may be looking to reshape their relationship with technology.
45% of our customers have never typed on buttons before.
As for when people can get their hands on this new phone, it can be pre-ordered for $399 and will be available later this year. The hope being the keyboard resurgence sticks or clicks. And another thing worth noting, that signal light on the side of the new phone can be customized with different colors, so definitely a cool feature to categorize who you do or don't want to respond to. Tony.
All right, love it. Spencer, thank you. CTV's Spencer Turcott with another great story from our local tech community tonight.
Willie told me as he did not see the sun, so everybody knows what that means.
While crowds gathered in Wyerton, hoping a groundhog would deliver an early spring, wake up, Willie! Wake up, Willie! Another creature more than 500 kilometers away was also hoping to get in on the action. Although much larger and significantly less traditional, she may have stolen the spotlight.
Enzo is now the new Wyerton Willie of Almont. And so she's been dubbed that by a lot of people in town.
Her name is Enzo, and on Groundhog Day, she decided Almont was the place to be.
We use that to go in and out to change their bedding, to give them food. And they took the opportunity yesterday to use it as their escape route.
Enzo escaped with her sister Blue from Gagne Homestead and Rescue and took herself on a tour of the town. And at some point, she stopped, looked down, and saw her shadow.
Blue was a little bit more cautious in that she only made it to the driveway. Enzo had people out of the house, people walking their dogs stop taking videos, people pulled to the side of the road in cars because nobody knew what to do with an emu.
And for a moment, Foley said neither did she. As the rescue's canine coordinator, it's not often she hangs out with the emus.
How the heck do you rescue an emu was my first question. But I didn't have time to wait for those answers, so in the car I hopped. I grabbed a couple of dog leashes because I have great supply of dog leashes and went to find the birds.
After being escorted home, many were relieved to hear Wyerton Willie didn't see his shadow, a sign of an early spring. But in Mississippi Mills, apparently Enzo did.
Who do you think is more accurate?
I'm going to side with Enzo on this one.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Art inspired by the diverse mosaic that makes up the neighborhood around it.
I am very much inspired by Scarborough diversity and how people who live here today come from all over the world.
I Am Scarborough is a new installation at the Scarborough Museum by community artist Ksenia Soy, taking inspiration from her own story.
Scarborough is my first home in Canada. I am from Uzbekistan originally, came here 7 years ago, and this is where I started my new life.
A community engaged initiative over the summer of 2025, so I worked with hundreds of people from the neighborhood to create an origami butterfly installation.
And the idea of suspended, colorful pieces, individual pieces, but suspended together, flocking together, flying together, came very naturally.
Each paper butterfly representing a different person, their story, and how they found connection.
To put it like in one sentence in words, what was the idea was really to personify Scarborough through the stories.
Creating a visual representation of a shared experience, making a home in the neighborhood of Scarborough.
The public are welcome to come in and fold their own butterfly that they can take home. The I Am Scarborough installation will be here for free at the Scarborough Museum through to March 22nd. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Denberg Reed is running basketball practices for boys and girls aged 10 to 19, something he's been doing for more than 20 years.
Keep your head up, keep your head up.
Keeping the kids off the streets, giving them discipline in terms of their behavior, giving them an opportunity to hone in on their skills on the court while they're going through school.
Red Rush Basketball is a program within the Montreal Community Cares Foundation. Kids from underserved communities get to be part of a competitive team and make a promise they'll keep their marks up in school. Players get support by participating in workshops that help develop their leadership skills and encourage community service.
It's given me a lot of confidence. I feel very comfortable speaking in front of large audiences. I also had time to reflect about myself and develop my mental health.
These meetings are a safe space for straight talk and self-awareness.
But just really think about problems that you have in your day-to-day life.
Workshops for the older players include personal finances and planning their careers after basketball by sharpening the other skills these young people have to offer.
And it helps me like really understand that if basketball doesn't work out for me, like there's other things that I can do in my life, and it helps me like know what kind of goals I want to achieve.
Even if I don't make it to that highest level, well, I have an interest in something else. So it's not like a backup plan, but it's like if I don't succeed in that, well, I have something else to do, and I'm still going to be like fully happy with it.
One person who didn't have a backup plan was Jaheim Joseph. He was a high-level basketball player at 18 when a fireworks incident cost him his right eye. Teams who wanted him suddenly rescinded their offers, but Reed brought him on board.
The Red Rush changed my career because they're the first one that accepted me, even though I had this incident. All the teams left me out. They're like, oh no, we don't know if you're going to still be good.
He still is good on the court, and now he shares his story of adversity with the younger Red Rush players.
Giving my effort, giving my max.
Which is also part of giving back, the cornerstone of everything Reed does.
This program is a great help for the kids, first of all, because it teaches them that there is a life where you could balance your passion and also your duty in the community.
The Montreal Community Cares Foundation also raises money so more kids can experience the power of sports. Reed says 75% of his players continue their education after high school and so much more.
Scholarships, graduate university, pursuing their masters, all of that, when people told them that they would not have ever been able to graduate high school.
A giant on the court and in the community, teaching grit and strength of character. Christine Long, CTV News.
This adult Ukrainian dance class was started by Tanya Baran nearly 20 years ago. She says dance has always been about more than movement. It's about community and connection. She's a registered nurse in Saskatoon and has traveled to Ukraine 7 times since the war began in 2022. She serves as a medical lead for Ukrainian Patriot, providing care and coordinating aid. Each visit comes with new challenges, including during her most recent 3-month trip.
This time around, it was definitely much more difficult with Russia hitting our infrastructure. We were limited to power and heat and water.
Baran says even though the war is no longer making headlines every day, the need on the ground remains urgent.
When somebody like myself comes and heads to a battalion and finds out that I'm from Canada and that I'm traveling to help and bring aid, they are over the moon grateful that they haven't been forgotten about.
Her commitment has inspired others in the dance community to help in any way they can.
We're always thinking about her when she's over there, so anything we can do from here to help, we'll jump right at it. And I'm not Ukrainian myself.
Raya Zuzak joined the group after the war broke out, saying it was a way to show solidarity.
I've never been part of this group when she wasn't going on the front lines, so obviously it's inspiring, it's scary.
Now, with the help of her dancers, Baran is raising funds through events like a steak night later this month. The money will support resilience sessions for children who can't attend school due to power outages.
For even just an hour or an hour and a half, and you see them come out of their shell.
She plans to return to Ukraine this fall to continue her work, bringing supplies and support to those on the front line. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
He's looking at a map of the Old Man River Basin. Alberta Environment and Parks came to Priya Ramazi in 2018 for help detecting whirling disease here.
So at that time, they had less than 100 sample points because they need to send crew, they need to take samples, they need to take it to the labs or universities to test whether actually the parasite exists there or not. So it's very costly, and you cannot do that for everywhere around the watershed.
Ramazi and a team of researchers from India, Iran, and the universities of Victoria and Alberta worked together to come up with an artificial intelligence model to track the presence or absence of the aquatic disease.
AI models are typically very data demanding. So, for example, for face recognition, some of the models are run with like millions of faces. Now here we're talking about 100 samples only out of 100,000, so it's less than 0.01% or so.
Whirling disease was first discovered in Johnson Lake, northeast of the Banff town site in 2016. Parks Canada lowered the water level and used gill nets to catch all the fish to prevent the spread. Russell Greiner wasn't confident the team could come up with an AI solution with so little data, but it was able to make surprisingly accurate predictions.
What this analysis told us was just describe it where it is right now, and maybe some degree of forecasting where it'll be tomorrow. That doesn't say anything by itself about how to prevent it or how to address it.
Researchers say this was a one-off study, but could have a wider use.
That can hugely impact the economy, the recreational fishery, and so on. Not just whirling disease, it can be, if the right data is given, it can work as an early warning signal for other diseases as well.
Ramazi says the AI model could become a valuable tool for watershed managers around the world. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
The goal is simple: help patients heal where they feel most comfortable. And hospital officials say early results show the Hospital to Home program is doing exactly that. For Chuck Davis, bringing his wife Doris home from hospital was both a relief and a worry. After weeks in care for low blood pressure and repeated falls, he wasn't sure how they'd manage on their own. Then the Hospital to Home program stepped in.
It's allowed us to transition at home. It's given Doris an opportunity to just improve at home.
Through the program, nurses, therapists, and personal support workers came directly to their house, helping make it safer and easier for Doris to recover.
We had to make some improvements. We put some bars to hold on to in case she fell. When I did get her home, it just made me feel like we weren't abandoned.
The initiative, run by Windsor Regional Hospital and St. Elizabeth Health, otherwise known as SE Health, provides up to 16 weeks of wraparound services, starting almost immediately after discharge.
From the time that you leave the hospital, we already have your 72-hour care plan that's already been formulated, and the service providers will be there within that 24 hours.
For caregivers like Chuck, that quick support is critical.
Oh, it was great for me because I'm the only caregiver for her, and it's helped me.
SE Health says the model brings an entire care team into the home, focused on keeping patients independent and out of hospital.
We're able to get them home. We're able to meet their needs on a daily basis, bring in the whole interprofessional team, and it's really about the patient, the caregiver at the end of the day.
Since launching in October, 115 patients have been enrolled, a number expected to double by spring. Local MPP Andrew Dowie says the nearly $2 million program benefits both families and the health system.
Not only is it the most cost-effective option to be treated at home, it's also the most comfortable option and is where people want to be.
Officials say programs like this help free up hospital beds and reduce repeat ER visits.
We just think it's wonderful.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Workers at Odd Bunch are busy packing orders at their new warehouse in Edmonton.
Really does help us stay very rooted to the local community, helps us get orders out to both Edmonton and Calgary, so it's been a game changer for us.
Odd Bunch is an online food delivery service that sells imperfect produce from farmers and growers, food that's often turned away from the grocery store.
So this could be an undersized apple, it could be a misshapen pepper, perfectly good to eat, but maybe just doesn't look perfect.
Part of the company's mission is to reduce food waste. According to Second Harvest Canada, more than 46% of food in Canada is wasted every year. Avoidable food waste makes up nearly 42% of that wasted food.
Sometimes companies will default to the easy route, which is sending it to landfill, right? And that's the worst outcome for food that really deserves to be eaten.
While these fruits and vegetables might not be good enough for the shelves, they're still good for you.
The nutrition for fruits and vegetables, they depend more on things like the soil quality, like weather and other growing conditions.
This registered dietitian and associate professor at Toronto Metropolitan University says the concept is a great way to create access to healthier choices. The selection of produce changes with every delivery.
You'll have some exotic items, like this week we had fennel, or we had yellow zucchini.
We can get stuck in like a lot of the things that we're typically used to eating. So trying different foods, different flavors, and experimenting can help us change our dietary habits.
Less food waste means more food on your plate and money in your pocket. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Hangers full of suit jackets and hats. Endless hats. This is Second Story Vintage, named for being on the second floor of Harlequin the Dance Store in Winnipeg's Central Park area.
I don't know who wore these things, but this one's from New York as well.
This one is just one of their collections.
It inspired us to start a store where we could get more information about these items and have people come in and look at them and hopefully purchase some of them.
Some items are about 100 years old. There is so much in stock, Malabar says, whenever a customer asks how many do they have.
We don't know is the answer. We know it's a lot. We know it's in the thousands.
But the time has come and the Malabars are ready to say goodbye to some of their costumes. While the vintage store will stay open, Malabar doesn't want to see their creations, or Jen's so-called babies, go to the landfill.
It's hard to find somebody who has enough space to take in the thousands of costumes that we have in our inventory, not including the vintage ones, but just the regular rental items.
For now, their daughter Kate will run the dancewear portion of the business and the vintage store, but Jen wishes she could find someone to take over the store's theater and costume section so the show can go on. Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
When David Jevney was almost 6 years old, he woke up before his parents on Easter morning, took a raw egg out of the fridge, and drew a face on it.
Why not? Doesn't everybody draw a face on an egg at Easter and put it back in the fridge?
David doesn't remember why he did it or why his parents kept it, but he can't forget it being a constant while growing up.
And when you open the fridge door, you would always see it looking back at you.
More than a decade later, after David moved out, the egg stayed put.
A little bit of family history.
Does it have a name?
Egbert. With 2 G's. There's no better name for an egg. It's the only name for an egg.
Egbert remained in his parents' fridge, uncracked and uncooked, for 50 years, until they passed away and David packed it up to move in with him and his wife, Lise.
The reaction was probably, oh my goodness, okay, well, do we have to take it to the next house we're moving to?
But after moving with the egg 5 times since, Lise has grown to appreciate it every day.
Like, oh, right, there's Egbert. So good morning. Yeah, I haven't said good morning, but I'm probably saying it in my mind to him. Yeah.
And soon they'll be saying happy birthday to him. Because although Egbert's insides have started rattling,
he's still in there.
His outside remains unscathed.
Not one crack.
Egbert's kind of inspirational.
He is. He's strong.
And he's set to celebrate being 60 years old. How long is Egbert going to stay in the fridge?
Forever. As long as I'm here. And the older you get, the neater it is.
And the older we get, the more precious we realize life is. So when we can find something that connects us with our past and improves our present, why not preserve it into the future?
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Esquimalt.